What's your snap? Who top on Black Power family? What up? It's your brother Nguvo. Now you see R&M. And once again, you tuned in to R&M, RBG TV. We keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues, family. You know we're trying to seek those common solutions. So all in together now, family. Say nice, loud, and proud. What's the method, the model, the mantra, the motivation, and the madness? You know this, family, that is black love. Because black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Alright. So what we're going to discuss today is, I really don't have a title for it per se. You'll see whatever it is when it goes up. That's what it's going to be. But nonetheless, just a quick little moment in time with Brother Nguvo. Right? Current events, if you will. For those who know, yesterday was the infamous BET Awards, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, all that hoopla, right? Now, the part that I want to, I guess you could say, focus on, if you will, is the Humanitarian Award, right? The Lifetime Humanitarian Award, right? Which was presented to, what's the guy's name? Jesse Williams. The actor from Grey's Anatomy, known as Jesse Williams, right? I forgot what the lady's name is, the owner of the company, I believe, Deborah something. I think it's Deborah Lee, something like that, whatever. She comes out, she makes a presentation, he accepts the award, then he goes into this long, I won't say long, but he gets into this little, his dissertation nonetheless, if you will, before the people, after, his little victory speech, if you will, right? Now, before I go any further, what I want you to do, you already know I always present something before the family every so often, whatever, before we get into our discussion. And so with that being said, of course, you already know, sit back, relax, get comfortable. I don't plan on being too long with this one, but nonetheless, like I said, just get comfortable, walk with me the way I walk with you. You know how we do. I want y'all to watch something real quick. Listen. Pay close attention. And when we get back, you already know, once again, we're going to talk. So in the meantime, between time, keep it live, keep it G. You are watching R&M RBG TV. I'm your brother Nguvo. Now you see R&M. Let's walk. Stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to talk.
And I have studied it down through the ages. And I have always threatened to write a massive book about it and never wrote a line. I write out the title for the book, and I talk out chapters in the book, but I never write the book. It is so delicate and dangerous and so painful that a person like me who opened many doors and talked about many things, even at the risk of being killed, hadn't even put it down. The book is called The Role of the Bastard as a Factor in History. How people have bastardized other people through their women and used the bastard to control them. Then having used the bastard, refused to accept the bastard in the home of the father that created him and send him back to his mother's people to start confusion.
Yes, I do. Yes.
When and if I died, and somebody going to have to give me a bodyguard 24 hours a day if I ever did, I would have to write about how they literally destroyed the Haitian Revolution. How the mulatto generals, sons and daughters of the French black mothers and French fathers betrayed the Haitian Revolution and went over to the French against Toussaint Louverture. And a French general who hated both blacks and mulattoes, called Rochambeau. He was going to teach the mulattoes a lesson. That I hate you just as much as I hate the blackest of the blacks. So he gave a gala party for the wives of the mulatto generals. At the end of the party, he said, I have some presents for you, ladies, in some boxes. So go in the room and open the boxes. It was the heads of their husbands. He had cut their heads off to show you I have just as much contempt for you yellow niggas as I have for the blackest of the blacks. The Rochambeau incident in Haitian history was so embarrassing and so painful. Most Haitian historians have written it and left it out. Couldn't face it. Too embarrassing. And Christophe, one of the last of the powerful of the three generals, mentioned it in passing. One of the last of the mulatto governors, Pétain, when they were arguing about democracy or dictatorship, Christophe had a dictatorship, but everybody was fed and going to school and doing well. And Pétain had another part of the island that was called a democracy, modeled after Europe, but everybody was starving over there. And when he faced Christophe, he said that if the French, so Christophe had been a staple boy and head waiter in the French Inn, also for the American Revolution, but that's another story. But when he faced Christophe, he said, if the French had killed you, I wouldn't have you to contend with. And Christophe's answer was classic. If your mother had the common decency to keep Frenchmen out of her bed, I wouldn't have you to contend with. Now, after the death of Christophe, supposedly engineered by the mulattoes, they came to power, begging for French acceptance and got it. He adopted a French constitution that crippled Haiti and killed the revolutionary spirit of Haiti to this very day. French white nationalism and French bastardization killed that nation before it could get born. I don't have enough handkerchiefs to write the book. Maybe let me go along with my lecture. Go on with my lecture now. I'm too old and I've had one stroke already. I can't afford another.
And we're back. Once again, you're still walking with me on RNM RBG TV. This is your brother Nguvo. Now you see RNM. Again, I have yet to figure out a title what I'm gonna call this thing, but nonetheless, just walk with me. All right. So you heard what the Grandmaster Teacher, Dr. John Henry Clark, had to say, right? And he was discussing the Mulatto Factor and all that stuff, right? How is that character, if you will, I'm going to say for lack of a better phrase, the mulatto character, nonetheless, has always been used as a detriment when it comes to our advance, for our survival and progression and establishment, this, that, and third, as a people, right? He goes on and gives examples by way of the Haitian Revolution and how it could have been much more of a drastic impact as far as against the system, against the opposition, but it fell short here and there along the way, this, that, and the third. There were internal kinks within the system, if you will. And this is why he's talking about the mulatto factor, because at the end of the day, let's be real, there's no real allegiance put forth by these characters. Let's be real. They're caught up in a situation between two worlds. Let's be real. And it's not, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go ahead and say this. It's not necessarily their fault per se, because at the end of the day, you already know, no child requests, no child fills out a request for him to say, hey, I want to be born into this world by whatever random situation. That doesn't happen. Shit happens. Children are born. It is what it is. So with that being said, the Mulatto Factor, the Mulatto character, is a character that is placed basically in the realm of between two worlds. The black world, the white world. Right? There's no allegiance, like I just said a minute ago. So at the end of the day, you can pretty much sway that person like the wind. Wherever the wind may blow, whatever the opportunity may show, that's where that person may flow. You understand? That often, how can I say this? That's basically what, like I said, that's what Dr. John Henry Clark was saying. So if you missed that, whatever, by all means, go back and listen to it for yourself and do what you need to do with that. But to move it up into current events, like I said, last night was the BET Awards, and they were doing, like I said, they gave out the Lifetime Humanitarian Award to the guy, Jesse Williams, who is a known actor. I'm throwing that out there, yes, a known actor who played on the Grey's Anatomy, and probably some other stuff in past history or whatever, right? But why am I using that word actor? Why am I keep throwing that word actor? It's very simple. And this is not a disrespect at all. Because if you really listen to what the man said, he said some pretty interesting things. I'll be honest with you. He said some pretty interesting things. With that being said, family, I want you to take this time out and I want you to see it for yourself. I want you to see it for yourself. I'm going to show you the video for yourself. Right here, right now on RNMRBG TV. And when we get back from that one, we're going to continue on with this discussion, right? So again, keep it locked, keep it G. This is RNMRBG TV, man. I said be comfortable, get comfortable, man. Got a little word for y'all. So in the meantime, watch this, and when we get back, we're going to talk. Yeah.
Peace. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, BET. Thank you, Nate Parker, Harry, and Debbie Allen for participating in that. Before we get into it, I just want to say, I brought my parents out tonight. I just want to thank them for being here, for teaching me to focus on comprehension over career, that they make sure I learn what the schools were afraid to teach us, and also to thank my amazing wife for changing my life. Now, this award, this is not for me. This is for the real organizers all over the country, the activists, the civil rights attorneys, the struggling parents, the families, the teachers, the students that are realizing that a system built to divide and impoverish and destroy us cannot stand if we do.
Real organizers.
All right? It's kind of basic mathematics. The more we learn about who we are and how we got here, the more we will mobilize. Now, this is also in particular for the black women, in particular, who have spent their lifetimes dedicated to nurturing everyone before themselves. We can and will do better for you. Now, what we've been doing is looking at the data, and we know that police somehow manage to de-escalate, disarm, and not kill white people every day. So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours. Now, I got more, y'all. Yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television, and then going home to make a sandwich. Tell Rakia Boyd how it's so much better to live in 2012 than it is to live in 1612 or 1712. Tell that to Eric Garner. Tell that to Sandra Bland. Tell that to Dorian Hunt. Now, the thing is, though, all of us in here getting money, that alone isn't going to stop this. All right? Now, dedicating our lives to getting money just to give it right back for someone's brand on our body, when we spent centuries praying with brands on our bodies, and now we pray to get paid for brands on our bodies. There has been no war that we have not fought and died on the front lines of. There has been no job we haven't done. There's no tax they haven't levied against us, and we've paid all of them. But freedom is somehow always conditional here. You're free, they keep telling us. But she would have been alive if she hadn't acted so free. Now, freedom is always coming in the hereafter. But you know what, though? The hereafter is a hustle. We want it now. And let's get a couple things straight. Just a little side note. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. All right, stop with all that. If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down. We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, yo. And we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is that just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real. Thank you.
And we're back. RNMOBGTT TV once again. Jesse Williams. So like I said, I keep throwing out this word actor, right? Now again, you saw what he just said, you heard what he just said. Some pretty decent words, if I must say. I can't lie. Some very good words, if I must say. I can't lie. But here's the funny part. Everything that he said was nothing new. Let's be real. These things have been said times and times again. Long before him, by other people outside of him. People that look a little bit different than him, a little bit darker than him. Yes, I'm going to go there a little bit. Because I want to show you something, family. Like I said, they throw up this actor, this mulatto factor, this mulatto character. Yes, I'm saying this stuff. And he has you in a trance, nonetheless. You're mesmerized. I'm gonna say it just like what it is. You're mesmerized by his fair skin. You're mesmerized by his shining blue eyes. Because at the end of the day, you're looking at a close resemblance to that of what you already mentally pledged your allegiance to as a people, black people. And you already know how that came about, by way of physical slavery, by way of the religions, this, that, and the third, and their westernized interpretations. How they removed you out of the picture to put them into the picture. That way, when you're praying to God and this, that, and the third, you're really thinking about them. So when you see them on the streets, you react a certain way, etc., 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 etc. The same thing keeps happening over and over and over again, family, but you fail to realize what's going on. You fail to realize what's actually taking place right before your very eyes. What's taking place right before your very ears, if you will, right? Again, they throw up this character right before you, saying the same things that other brothers and sisters, young and old, have been saying for generations upon generations upon generations. But I'll be honest with you, because they didn't have the right complexion for the words, they didn't have the right complexion for the presentation, it really wasn't received. What? Because you got what your mind has mentally been wrapped around for oh so long, or at least close to it. Because you already know, if you think about it, let's be smart. Light is close to white, which is also close to right in these people's minds, in certain people's minds, and especially in their minds. The closer you are to whiteness, the closer you are to rightness, correctness, if you will. Couldn't be more wrong from the truth, family. Couldn't be no further from the truth than what it is, because that's a false statement, if you will, especially if truth comes from us. The way we've been saying it and putting it down for the longest of times, you're just being ignorant to the fact that you want to go to that which you're comfortable with, that which you're used to, which is something close to that of the opposition, which nonetheless goes against us. It goes against our programs. It goes against what we're trying to do, just like what Dr. John Henry Clark said back during the Haitian Revolution. There's no allegiance. So again, when an opportunity is put forth, you can be swayed like the wind. You can blow like the wind. But again, Like I said, if you listen to what the man is saying, he said some dope stuff, but at the end of the day, it's already been said. It's been put on the table for a long time. But again, you got caught up in the trance. You got caught up in the trance of this. But we've been saying this for the longest time. I know I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit, but I'm saying this for a reason, because at the end of the day, we got to drill certain things into our heads the same way certain things were drilled into our heads. Thus, look at our actions that we do. We live out those things that we put into our heads. Now we got to live out our own thoughts, our own ideals, our own wishes, hopes, and dreams. We got to put that stuff on the table. We have to live that for ourselves, not because we were persuaded to do so, not because we were entranced to do so. Do so because it's damn it right. Do so because it's right. Do so because it's for your survival. Do so because it's necessary to go on and on. Unless, again, you enjoy being drug along like dogs on a leash. If you enjoy that, continue doing what we're doing. If you enjoy that, continue being played like the puppet master and all that stuff. If you enjoy that, continue going with the flow of whatever the wind they blow. Pause. You gotta be smart. You gotta pay attention, man. If your brother and your sister says some profound shit that needs to be heard, and they happen to be a little bit darker than you, listen, it doesn't matter who gives a shit, because at the end of the day, it's all for our people anyway. And you already know we come in all colors and all shades. But that's just another living example of how that Willie Lynch chip is still working and still activated in certain people's minds, man. And I'm gonna be real with you. Just about everybody that was in that auditorium last night at that award show, they still got that chip activated fully. The battery is still at 100% in their mind fully. Again, it was showed. It was showed. It was showed. You don't believe me? Go back and watch it for yourself. But at the end of the day, I know what I saw. Do you know what you saw? I know what I heard. Do you know what you heard? They're playing you, family. They are playing you. Best believe. At the end of the day, let's be real. Like he said, like the guy Jesse said, for the real activists, the real ones that's putting in the work. Again, he's an actor. He's an actor. But the real ones that's out there on the ground, the real ones who got boots in every neighborhood, the ones who's building with the babies here when they go, the ones that's dealing with the sisters here when they out in the streets, the ones that's dealing with the brothers, etc., 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 attending to the elders, right? Who do it just because it's right. They don't do it for no recognition. They do it just because it's right. Just because we as a people need to continue. We need to sustain. We need to thrive even. We need to advance even. So we just do it because it's the work that needs to be done. And we keep coming back by way of our energy. This flesh may die off, but our energy always comes back because the work ain't done, man. And the work never gets done because we always playing around with it. We always playing around with it. We're always acting. How about we stop acting and take action, ladies and gentlemen? How we gonna stop this acting, right? Being played by actors and actresses and this, that, and the third. This is not a Hollywood movie, family. This is not a sitcom. This is a real deal reality, family. And we live it every day of our lives, family. This is real. So let's stop acting and let's start taking action. And whatever lane that it is that you operated in, whatever MOS that it is that you operate under, let's start taking action and stop acting, family. That's my overall message I want to give to family, yo. Let's stop acting and take action. So I think that's what I'm going to name today. Let's stop acting and take action. Again, we regurgitate the same old words, the same old ideals, but we get a little bit more of that feel good. Again, when light comes up, because light is close to white, which is ultimately close to right in their minds, family. It's okay to listen to a brother and sister that look like me. It's okay. It's not a big deal, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect you either way. So you might as well take the good word and put the good foot to it, and let's get it done. You understand? Let's stop the petty shit. Let's turn that chip off. That Willie Lynch chip, let's turn it off, take it out of our heads, and destroy it. That's all I gotta say with that, man. So in the meantime, between time, man, you already know this is your brother Nguvo. Now you see R.A.M. You have been watching R.A.M. RBG TV, and you know we keep it G. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it enough, family. So with that being said, I say this. Uncle Job Sinebu to Apple and Black Power. Always remember that black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Think smart, family. Stop always getting deceived by these. Because every time you look with these, you will get deceived. Start tuning in, man. Start turning in. So again, with that being said, man, Uncle Jobson Ev, again, we talk on Black Power. Always remember that black love is a cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Keep it locked to the G, keep it locked, keep it G to RENMRBG TV. I'm always building on something next, man, so stay tuned. Welcome me the way I walk with you.